If you're a high achieving woman who's quietly exhausted, second guessing every decision, and wondering at 3 a.m. if the problem is you, this video is for you. By the end of the next 12 minutes, you're going to know exactly why you've been stuck and what changes when you stop fighting your biology and start working with it. If you've watched this far, you're either nodding along or you're irritated because it sounds like another wellness video, or you're somewhere in between. I'm going to earn the next 11 minutes. I'm Janice Elsley. For more than 20 years, I've been doing organizational change at the level most people only read case studies about. ASX listed, companies S&P listed, boards, government departments, not-for-profits, private companies. I'm an executive coach, an organizational psychologist's worst nightmare in meetings. I'm also an international author and the host of the Legacy Leaders podcast. But more importantly than any of that, I'm a 45-year-old woman who has in fact been the woman waking up at the 11:47 p.m. with her brain on fire, wondering what is wrong with her. So I'm not going to lie to you about what it takes. Let me describe a Tuesday for you. Tell me how much of this you recognize. You wake up at 6 a.m., tired before your feet hit the floor. You walk past the bathroom mirror and you noticed without meaning to that you don't quite recognize the woman looking back. You can't remember when that started. You make coffee, you scroll Slack, you snap at your kid over school uniforms. You drive to work with your chest already tight. You walk into the leadership meeting and you perform from your brain, not from your body. You crash at 2 p.m. You make it to the end of the day on cortisol and willpower. You come home checked out. You eat standing up at the kitchen bench. You fall asleep on the couch. And then somewhere around 11:47 p.m., house quiet, brain loud, you wake up, you scroll your phone in the dark, and quietly you ask the question you don't say out loud: what is wrong with me? I want to tell you something that took me a very long time to be willing to say out aloud. You're not failing. You've been operating in the wrong state. There's nothing wrong with you. You've been operating a system that was never built for how you're actually wired. And you've been trying to fix it with tools that were never built for women's biology in the first place. That's not a moral failing. That's not a discipline problem. That's not a mindset issue. That's biology and conditioning layered over each other. And we're about to address both. You've tried things, I know you have. You've tried the leadership intensives that taught you frameworks but didn't address why you freeze in high pressure moments. You've tried the wellness retreats that taught you to meditate but didn't explain why your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight in the first place. You've tried the executive coach who told you to push harder and stay consistent. You've tried time blocking, Pomodoro batching, 3 different planners. You've tried self-care, Sundays, bath, book, walk, all of it. And you crashed even harder on Monday because one day of rest can't recover from 6 days of forcing yourself to operate against your body. None of it worked because none of it addresses the real issue. You can't think your way out of a dysregulated nervous system. You can't mindset your way through hormonal depletion, and you can't productivity hack your way into sustainable energy when your body is already in survival zone. The real issue isn't your skills. It's that you've been performing leadership on top of a body that's been quietly screaming at you to stop. Most leadership programs treat you like a brain in a suit. We treat you like a whole human being. It's not leadership or wellness. It's leadership through wellness. Because when your nervous system is regulated, your hormones are balanced, your energy is aligned with your design, leadership stops being something that you force and starts being something that you embody. You stop second guessing, you stop performing, you start leading unapologetically on your own terms. And as the woman that you were born to be. The mechanism is what I call the whole person leadership framework. 4 pillars. Pillar 1, identity reclamation. You can't lead from someone else's script. We help you come back to who you actually are underneath the conditioning, the shoulds, the roles you've been performing. This isn't about building a new version of you. It's about becoming more you. Pillar 2, nervous system regulation. This is biology, not mindset. We use specific semantic breathwork and physiology techniques to bring your prefrontal cortex back online so you can think clearly under pressure instead of reacting from fight or flight. Pillar 3, hormonal optimization. Your energy architecture aligned with how women's biology actually works, not how the male leadership model assumed it should. We work with your 28-day cycle, your circadian rhythm, your perimenopausal shifts. We stop fighting your body. Pillar 4, human design alignment, your unique energy blueprint. You'll know exactly when your peak deep work windows are, when to do your hardest conversations, and when to rest. Then we layer in the leadership mastery, communication, decision making, resilience, emotional intelligence. But now it actually sticks because we built it on a foundation, not on fumes. I want to name what's at stake. Every day that you lead from a dysregulated state, you're reinforcing the neural pathways that make living someone else's life your default. Every month you ignore your hormonal cycle, you're fighting against your biology instead of working with it. Every quarter you push through on empty, you're one step closer to a breakdown that will force you to stop. And every year that you wait, the woman you were born to be gets buried a little deeper. The market is not slowing down. The demands on women leaders are not decreasing. The gap between the women who lead from inside out and the women still white knuckling their way through is widening. This is your moment to choose which side of that gap you're on. The woman who keeps performing someone else's version of leadership, or the woman who reclaims herself and leads on her own terms. I want you to imagine something for me. Imagine 12 weeks from now, the same morning, 6 a.m., your eyes opened, only this time you wake rested. You walk past the bathroom mirror and the woman looking back is you, not the one that you've been performing as. You make breakfast, you sit at the table, your daughter comes downstairs and you say, "Good morning," and you mean it. You go to work, you walk into the leadership meeting calm and sharp. You disagree with the boss without spiraling. You go back to your desk with energy still in your body. You pick up the kids, phone in the bag. You ask the question you used to ask before you got tired. What was the best bit of your day? And you wait for the answer. You have dinner with your partner and you look at him. You go to bed at 9:30 p.m. You sleep. That's not a fantasy. That's the after state for the women who do this work. 20 years ago, I walked into an organization where turnover was sitting at 43%. People were leaving faster than they could be replaced. The default response was to throw money at it. Pay rises, perks, bonuses. I pushed back. I said, we're not fixing this with surface level solutions. We have to build a brain-friendly culture. We have to treat people as whole human beings, not productivity metrics. We have to address what actually drives performance: stress, nervous system regulation, energy, connection, psychological safety, real purpose. We changed how leaders showed up. We changed how people felt at work, and we changed the environment people were operating in. Within 14 months, turnover had dropped from 43% to 8%. That experience shaped how I lead, how I teach, and how I built every program since. Because here's what I learned. The same principles that recorded a corporate turnover statistics also worked on one woman. If your nervous system is regulated, your hormones balanced, your energy aligned with how you're wired, leadership stops becoming something that you force and starts being something that you embody. The same playbook I built for boards, I built for you. Sarah J., marketing consultant, working 60-hour weeks, considering quitting her business. 6 weeks in, regulated her nervous system in week 1, slept through the night for the first time in 3 weeks. By day 5, close to $12,000 contract in week 2, hit her first $15,000 a month, and by week 6, working 30 hours instead of 60. Nicole P., operations manager, drowning in other people's emergencies. By week 1, she'd set boundaries with her team. By week 8, she'd been promoted to senior operations manager with a $10,000 raise. Leah S., founder, CEO, working 70-hour weeks, hating her business, got her human design blueprint in week 1, restructured her entire schedule around her energy peaks. By week 2, grew revenue 30% in 6 weeks while cutting hours from 70 to 40. Megan L., VP of Sales, mum of 2, said she didn't have time for the program. Increased sales performance 25% in 6 weeks, closed 2 major deals in week 3 she'd been stalling on for months. Alicia K., senior manager in finance, spoke up in a board meeting in week 3 without rehearsing for 3 days first. Negotiated a $15,000 raise in week 4. Now, these aren't coincidences. They're what happens when you fix the operating system. Now, I want to say something that women's leadership industry doesn't want me to say. The girl boss era is over. The hustle model is breaking a generation of women. The leadership advice that says lean in harder, charge more, push through, that was never built for how women's biology actually works. It was built on male physiology, and we slapped a feminist coat of paint on it and wondered why so many high-performing women are quietly burning out. Now, wellness programs that tell exhausted women to just meditate without addressing why their nervous system is stuck in chronic fight or flight in the first place. So leadership courses teaching frameworks and strategies, usually from people with no actual qualifications, completely ignore the fact that focus, decision-making, and presence are compromised when your biology is working against you. I'm done with all of that. You don't need more confidence. You need more self-trust. You don't need more time. You need more energy. You don't need a better morning routine. You need a different operating system. Now, the single sentence that I want you to walk away with is this: I'm not broken. I've just been operating in the wrong state. Say that to yourself out loud at some point today. Because once you can say that, once you can name that, everything that comes next becomes possible. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be reclaimed. Leading Edge Women is 12 weeks. You get 12 live group masterclasses, 30 to 45 minutes each, designed for the executive brain and schedule. Recorded if you can't make them live. You get 2 one-to-one coaching sessions with me. A kickstart in week 1. We go deep on your human design blueprint, where you are right now, and we map your 12 weeks. A mid-program check-in, week 6, we course correct. You get your personalized human design blueprint, your unique energy map, your purpose, why you're here. You get 7 life-changing modules covering leadership, mastery, confidence, resilience, networking, and mentorship, holistic well-being, energy management, and leadership legacy. You get the leadership development blueprint, the wellness guide for women, the CODA leadership coaching workbook, and bonus masterclasses on breathwork and happiness habits. You get the cohort, 30 women in the same conversation, same DMs, same accountability. You get lifetime access to the portal. Come back to these resources in 5 years when you're navigating the next chapter of your life. This isn't a course that you can just shelve. It's a transformation that you actually live. The investment is US $5,995 for the full live program, paid in full or 3 monthly installments. Some of you are going to have an internal flinch when you hear that. I want to name something. Most senior women have no problem investing $6,000 in a holiday, their husband's car, a new wardrobe, the kids' school fees. The flinch isn't about the money. It's about whether you believe that you're worth that investment. You are. There's also a second option, online only access at US $1,995. It's the modules, the workbook, the portal, no one-to-ones, no live cohort. It's for women whose schedule or budget doesn't fit the live programs. But I'll be straight with you. The live program is where the transformation accelerates. The one-to-ones, the cohort, they're the difference. But the door is open either way. The guarantee. If you show up, do the work, and you don't experience a measurable shift in energy, confidence, and leadership presence, I'll work with you until you do. This isn't about handing you information and wishing you luck. This is about walking with you until the transformation is real, until you recognize yourself again, until you're leading from the inside out on your own terms as the woman that you were born to be. This program isn't for everyone, so let me tell you who it isn't for. It's not for women who want a quick fix, who want another framework to add to the binder collection, who want to be told to lean in harder, who think wellness is fluff, who aren't ready to do the work. It is for women who are ready, not perfect, not healed, not together, just ready to stop performing and start transforming. Ready to stop living the life everyone expects and start leading the life they were born to. If that's you, keep watching. I want to say one more thing before I tell you what to do next. I've been the woman running on empty, trying to do it all, wondering why it felt so hard. I've been the woman who looked successful on paper and didn't recognize herself in the mirror. This work is personal, and that's exactly why it works. When I tell you the woman you were born to be is still in there, I'm not being inspirational. I'm telling you what I had to come back to in myself before I could teach this to anyone else. She's in there. This is the moment. You choose her. Here's what to do next. Click the button below this video. It will take you to a 5-question application that takes 3 minutes. After you submit, you'll be asked to book a 30-minute strategy call. On the call, we'll diagnose where you're stuck across the 4 pillars. Walk through what the 12 weeks looks like, specific to your situation, and decide together straight whether this is for you. We don't sell on these calls. We diagnose. If you're not the right fit, we'll tell you. Click the button. The woman you were born to be is waiting. It's time to meet her.